I'm Ray, you're watching MotoNZ. It's a new year, we've got a new camera, let's do some new tech. This is the Insta360 Ace Pro. Looks like a GoPro, pretty much works the same as a GoPro. I have absolutely no use for another camera, but they sent it to me and it would be rude not to try it out and show you all about it. So it's charging at the moment. I used it yesterday. I took it out for some content just to see what it was like, bit of a play. The image on it is pretty good, but we'll get to that a bit later on. Let's talk about form factor. So it's about the same size as a GoPro. Here a 12 is a GoPro for comparison. Maybe fractionally bigger all around, a bit chunkier at the front, but feels like a nice solid unit. We have charging and SD card on the side under a little flap. We've got a flap on the other side for the battery, and otherwise, I mean, you'll look at it and go, wow, that's a camera. If you look at the bottom, there's no little loops to put a camera on, an action camera mount. There's no tripod screw, which I think might be an oversight, but it does come with this DJI style magnetic clip mount, which it magnets to the bottom, and then you pop in, apply some pressure, and it clicks on. There we go, and that's not going anywhere. So that there is double loop, same as a normal action camera, and I've just put this little attachment on there. That's what comes in the box with a cable. The biggest difference between this and GoPro Hero 12 or DJI Osmo Action is there's two little tabs on the sides here. You pinch them, the screen flips up, which is quite cool. It feels quite solid. It doesn't feel flimsy or doesn't feel like it's going to break easily. But the screen flipping up means that you can do selfie stuff, or if you're putting the camera in a place that you can't see the back of it, you can still see the image, for example the chin bar of a helmet or something. Insta360, they've been known for these 360 cameras for a while now. In fact, these 360s, the 1RS and the 1R, comes with a standard GoPro style lens, which I never use. So why would I get this one? Well, the lens in this camera is made by Leica. Leica are a big manufacturing company of cameras and lenses, and they do a very, very good job. So that's a selling point. It has a very good lens. It also has the same sensor as the DJI Osmo Action, which is bigger than the GoPro. It also has some quite good tech, AI tech inside it, to make your images look fantastic. So for that reason, it sits right in between, the narrow line in between the GoPro and the DJI. It's got a 151 degree field of view from the wide action Leica f2.6 lens, standard GoPro stuff. The sensor is 1/1.3, it's a 48 megapixel sensor, and it has HDR in it as well. One thing that Insta360 have been absolutely brilliant at is flow state stabilization. These things here, even if they're wobbling around, they look rock solid on the video. This thing has flow state stabilization and horizon lock to about, 45 degrees, 30 degrees, something like that. If you turn it completely sideways, the image will flip sideways. Turn it upside down, the image will flip upside down. But doing this sort of thing, the horizon lock works very nicely. Quick look at the app that goes along with Insta360. You want a decent phone, you don't want any old sucker, but I'm using an iPhone 13 mini, perfectly fine. Also the later model iPads are great with it. You want to pair the camera to the phone or tablet, and then you've got access to all the footage inside the camera for social media. That way you can reframe to vertical or horizontal. You can cut out the best bits. You can do all sorts of things in the app. It's got a lot of functionality. You can also use the app to control the camera itself for recording and change the modes and all sorts of things. It's got quite a few different modes in the camera. It's got photo mode, HDR photo mode. It'll do star streaks, star trail photography. Because it's got a bigger sensor than the GoPro, it actually does really well in low light. And the AI inside the camera really tidies things up there as well. As far as video goes, you can do standard video, you can do free frame, which uses the full sensor, and that allows you to change from horizontal to vertical. You can do all sorts of other stuff, and there's control over the angle of the lens as well. So if I fire up the camera now and try and give you a bit of a demonstration. So this is a demonstration recording in 4K 30, 16:9 in action mode. This is a demonstration using 4K 30 in ultra mode, but the next setting we've got is called D-Warp. So we are in 4K 30 D-Warp, and you'll notice that we don't get that stereotypical curved image of a GoPro style thing with a big wide angle lens. The AI in the camera is flattening everything out. Then we can move into 4K 30, recording in horizon lock mode. So you can see, if I tilt the camera, the image stays square. If I go all the way over, then it starts turning. Tilt, 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 all the way over, all the way over, and then tilt, 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 tilt. So it's quite good. Not as good as, say, the GoPro Hero 12 with Max Lens Mod, which can horizon lock in a full 360. But for the lens that this camera's got, no complaints. One thing that I probably should have mentioned, though, is, yes, 4K, but in some modes, you can go up to 8K. So let's chuck it into 8K. That reduces our frame rate to 24 frames a second. It also restricts our field of view to ultra and D-Warp. So this is 8K, 24 frames a second in D-Warp mode. But the beauty of this is I can crop in without losing any resolution. So 8K to 4K, I can crop in a long way and still have crystal clear 4K resolution. 8K is going to smash your camera battery, and it's also going to fill up your card very quickly. What else can I tell you about this little camera? It charges in less than an hour with a 30 watt fast charger via USB-C. I've got a 128 gig card in it, and it ran out of battery before it filled the card. I went for a ride yesterday, and this is the imagery you're seeing at the moment, and I had it on the chin bar of my helmet. No overheating, not once. There was a fair bit of airflow because it was, I was riding along on the motorbike, but no overheating, did really well. The other thing that this camera's got in it, there's actually a lot of bells and whistles in this camera, but one thing it has in it is Bluetooth. So you can connect your AirPods or your Cardo or your Sena directly to it. Okay, helmet on. Cardo on. Okay, swipe down, swipe across, put it into AirPods mode, phone pairing on the Cardo, Pack Talk Edge, and we are connected. Right, let's get back to the main screen. Okay, let's hit record. And hopefully my audio now is coming through this microphone, through the Cardo, and to that camera, not using the internal microphone on this camera. And if I walk away, you should be able to hear me quite nicely, and hopefully that works. Now, a quick test, something that I haven't tried, but we'll turn this camera off. And on my ears, it should say phone disconnected. There we go. Now we'll turn this camera back on. Does it reconnect? That is the question. It does not seem that it will do an auto reconnect. I have to go back here, start Bluetooth. Now it's reconnecting. That's kind of annoying.
Alright, so it does appear that you need to manually reconnect the Bluetooth device every time. That's a downside, because we all know that the GoPro Hero 12, as soon as the camera turns on, will automatically reconnect to the Cardo. Also, I can't use my phone and record audio to this camera at the same time. That's the same across the board. All the cameras are like that because they use the same channel. So as soon as I connect my phone and start playing music, the signal from here to here to here gets all garbled and mixed up. It doesn't work that way. Sorry.
It works. It also has quick capture, so you can stab from being completely turned off. You can stab the shutter button, the go button. It will turn itself on, start recording, and then you stab it again. It will turn itself off. The screen is a touch screen, and the other thing you can do with this is, instead of recording, say, 15 different videos one after the other, you can hit the pause button, so it'll pause recording, and then when you hit record again, it will carry on from that point, which is another little a cool little feature, meaning that when you pull your footage off, you've got one continuous chain. Maybe you're doing B-roll and you just want to get 15 shots one after the other, hit pause between them, and when you pull all the footage off, all your B-roll will be on one file. It has depth of field, which is brilliant, and depth of field is, if I put my hand up here, I go fuzzy, and then I take my hand away and I come back in focus. And that's brought on by a bigger sensor. The bigger sensor, the easier it is to get depth of field. So there you have it, a quick look at the Insta360 Ace Pro. Good little camera. Don't know if it's good enough to be better than a GoPro or a DJI. The image is fantastic, but if you already have a DJI Osmo Action 4 or a GoPro Hero 12, yeah, unless you need another camera, I don't know if I'd go and buy one. If you don't have one, this is a really good option. You work out what's best for you. I'll be doing more content with this and about this as we make our way through 2024. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Please do, because it really helps out the channel. We're doing some good stuff at the moment, and our numbers are up, which is fantastic, but we need your support to continue. If you've got any questions, please pop them in the comments box below. And if you've watched this far through the video, put 21 in the comments, and I'll know that you watched, and I'll put you on my Christmas card list. Thanks very much. We'll catch you in the next one. Hooroo!